Previously on Gordon Queen.
I just made it back in town, and the first thing I ran to was my cuttings. I had these cuttings outside, but I ended up moving the cuttings on the inside because when I would go outside, there would be birds, there would be squirrels kind of corralling around it, and then also our temperatures heated up. So I didn't want my cuttings to be, I wanted to give them the best opportunity. So what I did was I brought them inside, I put them inside of this propagator here, and once inside of the propagator, I put the lid on it. I left it on my kitchen counter for a little while, and then I moved them up underneath the light. I want to check for any type of potential for root development. And if we have root development, I'll show you how I pot them along. When you're taking your cuttings, you're going to be able to see if your cuttings are doing well. So for example, here, this cutting right here, it doesn't look too hot. You can see where it's starting to brown, it's starting to yellow out. And I really like for my cuttings to be a little bit on the taller side, not too big, but not too small, because then it has more leaf space for photosynthesis. These cuttings right here, everything looks pretty good. And if we turn this around, cuttings on this side, you can see where they have a little bit of green in here, but they're not as green as they first were when we took the individual cuttings. Can you see that? First thing I like to see if when I pull on it, is it anchored a little bit? So I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna scoop this whole entire section out. And we do have roots here. So we have roots. At this stage, you can bump them up or you can put them back in the medium here. Check another one. Oh yeah, you can see this one real good. Can you see that? What you want to do from this point, let me show you guys really quick. Really quick, let me show you. Take a scoop of soil, y'all. I'm just gonna put this in. So this is just plain old soil. So I'm gonna just say, use plain soil if it has a little bit of mycorrhiza, which this does, is Pro Mix. Typically on my channel, I don't endorse and I don't really like to say names unless I'm endorsed. So that's why you guys hear that Monrovia, because Monrovia have sent me out plants. And so I always like to be honest and let you know, hey, this was sent out to me, because I don't want to be promoting a product knowing that I got something for free. And really it's all about honesty over here on this channel. Then from there, you want to go ahead, and I like to come right in the middle and just create a hole just like that. And I like to use my digger here. So where we at? Where is it at, honey? Yes, the girls. That's it, that's all. So I have a little bit of water here. I've already been introducing my fresh roots here to a little bit of the water that they're going to be on. So what I did was I went in, I mixed my distilled water with my faucet water. I started off with more distilled, and then I slowly just incorporated that tap water into it. That way when they get their first drink, they're not shocked and they're able to still go on and progress. Another one here. So this one right here is standing straight up. And we have roots on this one. But then we also have a little bit of rot. And you cut the roots off like this. You want to make sure that you clean and you sterilize your scissors. So any type of fungus, any type of bacteria does not transfer to the next plant. So I'm just going to continue to work here. If you haven't seen the original video, drop down in that comment box and let me know, are you coming back for part 2? Is this your first time over here on my channel? And if it is your first time, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit a like so that way it can push it out to the people that need to save coins in their garden. Because honey, I know I need to save coins in my garden, honey. I'm going to continue to work in my sunroom here, and I'm going to continue to pot up my hydrangea cuttings. I'm going to water these inside of this channel right here. Isolate this one. So out of all of these cuttings, the only one that did not have any roots on them was, okay, this one had roots. This one had, like, it was starting to go bad. I'm going to water this separately. Okay, isolate that. So I had no roots on this one. This one, I had roots, but as you can see, that's rotted and the foliage doesn't look too good, so I'm not even going to bother with that. And then this one had no roots, which is why I don't like to take my smaller cuttings here. So I ended up with 2, 4, 6, 8. So originally I started out with 6, I added some more, and I ended up with 8 hydrangeas, and then they still have to continue to go along the process. So from here, what I'll do is I'll give them a little bit of time, morning sun, and then I'll bring them back in, no more than about 4 hours, or you can keep them kind of like in that shaded area, like behind my table where I had them at first, but since I have squirrels and birds that like to come and mess with my plants and things like that, I'll just go ahead and I'll put them, you know, set them out for their morning sun. And then from the morning sun, what I'll do is I will go ahead and just bring them back inside. Now, typically I like to water from up underneath, like I just did here. But in this scenario, I did water for the top because these two, the stems had a little bit of decaying matter on there, which I cut the decaying matter off. But I want to isolate these separately. And so since I had pulled them out of their environment here, I wanted to just go ahead and give them some water. I did water on top. But for these ones right here, all of these were fine. All of these were healthy. So in order for them to get their water, I am going to let these soak up. Once the plant can is heavy, then I'll know that they're well watered in, and I'll water these in. I don't want to keep them too wet, but you want to kind of keep them moist, not soggy boggy. You know, just kind of just keep them like consistent moisture. All right, let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you tried it. A lot of you all said you were going to be trying this method at home. Let me know if it worked out for you down in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you.